Hi, it's Eric, and there was a question in the Apprentice Cellist group on Facebook about continuous vibrato, which is exactly what it says. When we play and we go from one note to another, like that we're not stopping the vibrato at the end of each note and then restarting it, something like which is something that you hear a lot in people who are first doing vibrato. It kind of interrupts the line and it can be very annoying. It can also be annoying or maybe not the absolutely best effect when somebody plays and there's a note in the middle of the melody where all the other notes have vibrato and there's a note that doesn't have vibrato. Now, people do that on purpose sometimes to create a special effect, or there are some people who feel that you want to have more vibrato on notes that are not naturally resonant. So like if you're playing an F, you would play more vibrato than if you're playing a C, where there's more natural resonance in the instrument. I want to just talk a little bit about developing continuous vibrato. So, first of all, it has a lot to do with the way that you do the vibrato motion. There are a lot of great videos here on the internet about how to do the vibrato motion, and what you're going to find is, I think every single one of them talks about the fact that the motion that originates the vibrato is this up and down motion where your hand first starts out, you're doing a lever like this, okay, so you're opening and closing, and there's a wonderful book by Gerhard Mantel called Cello Technique, which was written in I think, very dense German and then translated into even denser English. And he talks about the motion being a double lever, okay, so the hand's going up, the hand's going down, the elbow's going up, and vice versa. But we work to get this motion so that it's going parallel to the fingerboard. This is really different than rotating your forearm to do it, even though when you see somebody doing vibrato on the cello, it looks like that's what they're doing, because that is basically what the forearm ends up doing. But as some of the physicians who are in the Apprentice Cellist Club can tell us, we're using a different set of muscles when we do it. So there are a lot of people talk about like the vomit exercise. I forget whose wonderful video it is that called it this, but it's just doing glissandos up and down. My students love doing this, especially the younger ones, because then their parents will come and say, "What are you doing?" And they say, "Eric told me to do this." So that's always a lot of fun. Anyway, you can get the motion down by working on vomiting glissandos. And then eventually you get yourself centered on a finger and doing the same, activating the same muscles that cause that. Your forearm will rock back and forth and you get that oscillation of the vibrato. If you're doing the twist like this, it looks pretty similar, but it's really, really difficult to keep that motion going while you shift the weight of your arm from finger to finger. So a way that I like to work on this is I get the vibrato going on one finger. Now I'm going to keep my arm motion going and just shift from first to second finger, and second to third, and third to fourth, and so on and so forth. You can go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. It's very nice. And you can practice going from every finger to every other finger. You get some redundancies in there, but for the methodical part of my mind, I really like doing that. So like 1 to 2, 2 back to 1, skipping fingers that are tricky. So that was 2 to 1, now 2 to 3, 2 to 4, 3 to 2, 3 to 1, 3 to 2, 3 up to 4, 4 to 1, 4 to 2, 4 to 3. And you'll see it's just keeping that arm motion going and shifting your weight from finger to finger. In another video, because this one's going pretty long, another video I'll talk about how extensions can mess up our continuous vibrato. But like I said, we'll leave that for another time. Anyway, have fun working on continuous vibrato, and remember, keep your arm going, practice vomiting, and shift your weight from finger to finger, and just love playing the cello.